For this project, I grabbed 3 pieces of plastic from my recycle bin. I chose pieces that had a nice flat part to them. I want to trim off all the edges on each piece. I went ahead and printed off 3 little summary creatures that I like the shape of. And now I want to tape them to the back of the plastic pieces. With my black paint, I want to outline each picture now. I'm not going to worry about the details, just the general outline. I love this stained glass paint for outlining. If it blobs at all, it's easy to correct and wipe off any excess. To make these sweeties transparent, I want to mix some Mod Podge with a little bit of paint. I've chosen 4 colors I want to use, and I'll mix each one until they're fully incorporated into the Mod Podge. I'm going to start with the dragonfly and use a small artist's brush to paint 2 of the wings with the green paint and Mod Podge mixture. For the butterfly, I'm going to paint the entire outline in with the pink mixture. I don't want it to be too thick, but I do want to make sure that the entire surface inside of the black line is covered. To make the wings extra special, I want to place a little dried and pressed purple flower into the mixture. For the little snail, I want to use the yellow mixture. I'm going to start by getting the surface completely covered, and now I want to use my paintbrush to make the swirl pattern on its shell. I want to fill the main part of its shell with dried and pressed flowers. I'm going to use a variety of shapes and colors to fill it in. Now I can remove the papers I attached to the backs and trim off all the excess plastic. I'm going to need some really small scissors to get into all of the little details. The last thing I want to do for my little plant stakes is to add some skewers to the back of them. I can use some hot glue to hold the skewer in place, and then they're ready to go. I love how cute these are and that I was able to make them from things in my recycle bin. To start this project, I want to remove the handles to the spoons. There are a few ways I can remove the handles: a straight edge knife, some snips, or scissors. It's really important to paint the side of the spoon that food would normally sit in. I'm starting with some black paint, and I want to paint little black dots on 2 of the spoons, and the other one I want to paint solid black. For my second set of spoons, I want to leave 2 of the spoons clear, and on the third one, I want to paint some black stripes. With the second coat of black dry, I want to paint the spoons with the dots red. I'm going to paint the red right over top of the black spots. When I turn them around, I'll then be able to see the dots and the rest will be all red. For the spoon with the stripes, I want to paint it the same way, but this time I'm going to do it with yellow paint. It's time to put the spoons together now. I'm going to use my hot glue gun with a little glue to keep them together. To make the faces for my little cuties, I'm going to use a small piece of black pipe cleaner. Now that I have it shaped, I can just glue it right over the ends of the spoon and it'll cover that up as well. I'm going to put a dab of glue on the underside of the middle spoon, and then I want to put a skewer into it while it dries. The skewers are going to allow me to stick these into my plants as if the little bugs were flying around. I love how adorable these are in my plants and how fun they look.
Have you ever wondered how you can put old cans to use other than just recycling them? And you're going to begin by cutting your clean can. And I used tin snips for this. When I say it's the hardest part, it's because it's just kind of hard to cut in a circle when you're limited. You want to be left with a nice sheet of that metal. Once you've got it flattened out, you're going to want to cut the metal into rectangles, and the size is really up to you. Next, you're going to set aside those metal pieces and cut the coat hanger into, for me, based on the size of, I then took a pair of pliers, also the snips, and made a bend at the top. Think of it like a stand for a garden flag. To me, that's what it really resembled, so that I could slide on the little metal pieces that I'd made. I took them outside and stuck them in the top of a box to paint. This is a really easy way to paint something without making a huge mess. I chose black so that my letters would stand out. Once your little tags are dry, you can use paint if you're skilled, or a bright colored Sharpie like this silver one here, to add plant names. Once the Sharpie or paint is dry, you can use these tags indoors or out. If you're going to use them outdoors, I would also suggest a nice clear coat finish after you're done labeling so that it doesn't wear off in the rain. But it's a perfect way to know what plant is what, indoors or out.
For today's project, let's head down to the Dollar Tree. We need to grab us some plastic bowls. We also need a 4-inch piece of pipe from the hardware store. Lay you down a wood base. It can be square or round, and yes, that is a toilet flange. We're going to put that upside down and mark out the holes. We need to pre-drill so we can secure it to the base. First thing we're going to do is pre-drill it. That's going to keep our wood from splitting and makes the screws go in easy. Once you get that done, put the toilet flange back in place. Grab you some 1-inch screws and go ahead and put it in. Just like that. Once it gets nice and secure, next step, we're going to go ahead and grab us some ABS glue. That's what's going to help secure the pipe to the toilet flange. Just glue one end, wrap it all the way around just like that, and then you're going to stick it into the base. Give it a nice firm shove. Let's mix up some concrete now. We want to make sure that we get it nice and thick, but not too thin or too runny. Once we're going to do that is put it in our first bigger size bowl. Just keep putting it in. But I forgot to mention, we do need to spray this bowl and our next one with some non-stick cooking spray. You're going to love it next time because it's easy to remove. Go ahead and put it in there. Shove it down into the concrete just like that. Not all the way though. We just want to get it in there and get it secure. Now, these do want to come out when you put them in. So I grabbed a pint of paint and just put it in there for some weight, and we're going to let it dry. But let's take some of that leftover concrete and we're going to put it into that pipe. We want to make this a little heavy and add some weight to it, and it also gives it nice and firm foundation. Once the concrete's too full there, go ahead and take you a popsicle stick and make it level. Now, work that bowl a little bit around the edge and see why we sprayed it. Look at that. Comes right out. No cracking or anything. On the big bowl, just work it yourself around just like that. Turn it over. Watch this. It's going to come out so easy. Boom. Just like that. In fact, it was so good on the concrete mix that it kind of made a little bit of the designs there. But don't worry. We don't care about those. Now, turn it back over. What we're going to do is go back to our base and we're going to put on some concrete adhesive or any kind of construction glue. That's going to go ahead and go upside down, and we're going to glue that into the top concrete that we got out of the bowl. Once we get that nice and secure in there, just immediately add a little bit more Portland cement. Just put it in and around. The glue's going to hold it in, and then this is going to be a little bit of a base, and it's going to go around the edges. Don't worry if it's messy. We're going to see it's okay. Once we get that done, mix up your last batch of concrete. We're going to take it and just start mixing it all the way around on the base. We want to cover the toilet flange and the pipe. Now, it can be messy because it's going to be the stem of our mushroom. Just go ahead and put it all the way around, up and down. Just make it whatever design you think will look right. We're going to let this all dry, and once it is, we're going to take it outside and give it some paint. I went with the red top and a nice coat of spray paint. Now, it's going to take a couple of coats, which is fine. We're going to spray the top red, and then we're going to spray the base gray. Once we get that done, let's put it in place and finish painting it. And watch this. And here it is, our new concrete garden mushroom. Oops, I actually almost forgot. We got to add our Nomi the gnome. This is his new home. What a wonderful addition to the front of the house. I hope you love this new concrete DIY mushroom, and I hope it inspired you to try to build your own. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.